Covering the islands of the Bahamas, ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Good evening, I'm Opal Roach and this is The Bahamas Tonight. They've been offered a voluntary package or early retirement card, but that's not sitting well with Wyndham Resort employees who feel their jobs are in jeopardy. As they turn to the country's leader for help, their union reps and hotel executives met with the Prime Minister today in hopes of bringing some resolve. Shanique Miller was there as our cameras were the only ones rolling.
The last time it closed, they came to us in February to let us know that we need to prepare for this. You're telling us 1-2 weeks before you can close, and basically we have kids to go back to school next in 4 weeks. What for us to do?
So much people don't take their vacation. Okay, how could you come now and say you close in the hotel? Okay, so what happened to the people who don't take their vacation and you close them for 6 weeks? What you can do? They don't pay us for 6 weeks when we leave.
Does anybody have a problem with the hotel closing, because we know you can't work, do renovation with staff working in the hotel. But if the hotel closed, are they going to pay us for 6 weeks?
With emotions running high at times, the small group of Wyndham employees assembled outside the office of the Prime Minister, seeking answers on their future at the resort. 2 days ago, Bahama announced that the Wyndham is closing in September for 6 weeks. But worker anxiety is high because of the sudden inclusion to offer separation packages.
All those 2 times we closed, no packages, no nothing. Okay, we're going to open XYZ, and now we're down to package. How you get to that? So your intention is to let these people go from the beginning. So we were asking we come back to work the last time, we were asking, are we going to close? No, we're not going to close. Right up until last week, are we going to close? No, we're not going to close. Then you're going to come, bam, okay, I tired of them asking me. So here it is, whap, we're going to close. Okay, y'all take that.
Inside, Nicole Martin and a hotel union executive team hashed out the issues with Bahama's Senior Vice President of Government and External Affairs, Robert Sands. Present, Prime Minister Christie and Labour Minister Shane Gibson. After about an hour behind closed doors, Martin and her members emerged. She immediately addressed the number one issue, job losses.
The Chinese government secured tenure for their people. They said if you want our money, you have to employ X amount of our people. They will remain employed. This is the Bahamas. And Bahamians cannot be displaced just as a matter of, it was our decision. No. So as the grass grow, the cows cannot starve.
Today, Sands refused comment, but the announcement gives workers at the Crystal Palace Casino and Wyndham Resort 4 weeks to decide whether to take early retirement or voluntary separation packages, which the resort claims is a one-time attractive offer. Workers also have an option to continue their education. After listening to both sides, Prime Minister Christie says it's the inclusion of the last-minute clause that's caused workers and the union to take a defensive approach.
I've indicated that from the government's perspective, we treat Bahama as a partner, and we would expect Bahama to treat the union as a partner in terms of the sharing of information and being able to work these things out before they happen. It appears that last-minute decisions were made, that the union has felt aggrieved because included in the decision to close temporarily, a decision to offer packages, that is another kind of event. And so what I said to both sides was that I would meet separately with Bahama with a view to arriving at a full understanding of the issue from Bahama's perspective, to have Bahama understand what we would like as a government to see take place, and then to meet with the union.
Though Prime Minister Christie urged workers to see the bigger picture.
The big day is coming. It hasn't gone, and that is that when Bahama opens, there'll be thousands of new employees, and we really have to not divide over small issues.
Keep Bahamians first.
The Prime Minister has set another meeting for tomorrow. At that time, he hopes to bring resolution to the matter. Those who take the package to leave can also reapply in the future. Shanique Miller, ZNS News.
Well, urban renewal is receiving rave reviews in the capital, and now government wants to reap the same rewards across the country. Today, Prime Minister Christie traveled to Grand Bahama to promote the positive social program.
From a social perspective, crime continues to be a problem with that of the economy. We're going down today to ensure that people understand that we are implementing a comprehensive package on crime, that we feel it's already taking effect, and we feel that it's already demonstrating positive results. But that people must understand that these things can only work to the extent that they are prepared to be a part of ensuring that it works. In other words, involving the community. That is the basis of Urban Renewal 2.0, getting the community involved. And so that's what's happening today.
Well, Prime Minister Christie also talking about the pending resignation of former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram. Mr. Christie said it would be the end of an era for one of the longest serving parliamentarians. Mr. Ingram announced his intent to resign following the May 7th general election.
I've not spoken since prior to the elections. For one reason or the other, we have not crossed paths. It is what it is, and tomorrow is an important day in his life if he does resign, because it brings to an end a very significant contribution to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Now, we understand that there have been calls for Mr. Ingram to reconsider his decision to step away from frontline politics. However, by all indications, he may proceed. Today, one of his former cabinet ministers, Kenneth Russell, talked about the resignation.
He announced on the night of the election that he was not taking a seat in Parliament, that he was resigning from the leadership of the party. I don't know. I would have thought that it would have been immediately. In order for the party to then lick his wounds, get back together, and start working towards the next election.
Well, Opposition Leader Dr. Hubert Minnis talking about Mr. Ingram's possible successor. His comments came during a courtesy call on the Catholic Archbishop. While there, he answered a number of questions from reporters refuting claims that there is discord in the Free National Movement Party. He was also asked whether a candidate has been named for North Abaco.
No, not at this particular time. We are still looking at individuals. But as soon as, remember, that is just not one decision. That goes through a process. And as soon as that process is completed, you would know.
Well, the Catholic Archbishop also answering questions from the press. He was asked about the gambling issue and his message to members.
We don't tell them how to vote. We don't do that. We assist them in informing their consciences in order that they may, on the basis of an informed conscience relative to the matter, vote in the way that they think is right.
And still to come, some good news for motorists. A smoother ride is in sight. Stay with us.